Today on Karamo, Nita just found out this young man, Jay, could be her brother.
And I looked at him, I was like, oh, wow.
But her sister doesn't believe it.
This is a scam. Pretty much he needed money.
Jay has been hoping to connect with his family for 25 years.
Have a potential bond, and that's all I'm here for.
This whole situation, this DNA outcome is 25 years in the making. It's too much for everyone to handle. What's going on?
I need to wait a minute till he open it, because I don't know my reaction and what it's gonna be.
He had nothing to do with this. He's just like y'all. He's sitting here confused as well. But make sure you don't miss what happens. Take a deep breath. 25 years, right here. When the incredible DNA truth comes out. All right, friends, listen, today we have a DNA mystery. Jay has been searching for his biological father and his father's family since he was in high school. I want y'all to take a look at Jay's story right now.
When I was 7 years old, my mom showed me a picture of my dad. I didn't start searching for him until high school. I started having like a bad relationship with my family. I was homeless for a period of time. After a while, finding my dad and his family became really important to me. When I reached out, I was first met with rejection. I was blocked off Facebook. I tried numerous times to reach out to other family members, and over time I was hoping someone would just respond to me. I finally met Meke and Nita at TJF's a year ago. I really felt like they was a part of me and we had like a connection. And I'm hoping and praying that it's proven that we are related today, so that my search for my family will finally come to an end.
All right, everyone, so first we're gonna meet Jay's alleged sister. Please welcome Nita to the show. Hey, Nita, how are you doing? So I want to know, when were you initially contacted by Jay?
It probably was like about a year or so ago. It was on Facebook. So he ended up messaging me, and he was like, hi, I'm your brother. I'm like, brother? Like,
Yeah.
No, you can't be my brother. I'm like, I'm too old to be found out about a brother.
Yes.
So, I just ignored it. I was like, I don't know who he is. So, you know, at this point, I'm like, I just knocked it off at that point. So then probably like months later, he ended up contacting my mom on Facebook. And so my mom was like, a boy named Jay is like, he's your brother. So she told him, can you please send me a picture of you? I want to see who you are. So he ended up sending her a picture, and she was like, oh, yeah, like he favors him a lot. So I'm like, well, tell him to call me.
What did your gut tell you when you finally first talked to him?
It was just like, who are you? Like, where did you come from? You know, his mother was telling him about us, that he had sisters. So if you really want to know who we are, we want to meet you. We end up meeting, and we sat down, we talked to him, and he was just telling us a story, how he was raised, and, you know, all the things that he'd been through. And my sister was just whatever about the whole thing. So I was like, well, let's get to know who he really is at this point. Yeah, let's give him a chance, and that's what it was.
So I want to know, why did you feel like, because my producer said you felt bad for Jay. Why did you feel bad for him?
Because way how he told us how he was treated, he didn't have the holidays, or, you know, he didn't have that person in his life, you know, to be there for him, or whatever he was going through. And I was like, well, he didn't grow up how we grew up. You know, we always had everything, so we just can't bring it on him because he didn't have it, you know, so let's really get a chance, because he might be our brother, so we can give it to him, you know?
Yeah, good. It's a good perspective. I want to know, how do you feel about being here today and getting these DNA results?
Nervous, because it's been too many years. Like, we don't know, you know? I'm 30-some years old. You know, 25 years later, we finding out that he's our brother. You know, I feel really bad because I really want him to be my brother.
But your sister doesn't feel this way.
No, she don't.
What is she saying?
She like, how do we know? Like, she's a daddy's girl. You know, so everything that he's saying, she was like, well, when time comes, we'll find out. But to then, we're not going to be doing this for him, you know. So, yeah.
She got the guard up immediately.
Yeah, definitely.
Makes sense. And how do you feel about the fact that your sister's sort of like apprehensive?
I'm kind of mad at her about it, because, you know, you just can't just based off that he's not our brother, because we don't know. You know, it's been so many years to the point where let's just give him that chance.
Yeah. I mean, but look at that. We have one sister that's saying, like, I'm open to this. I hope it could be. And you got another sister that's saying, I don't want anything to do with this. You are not my brother potentially, and if you are, I don't want anything to have with this right now. I think it's time for us to meet your sister Meke to get her side of the story. So let's everyone welcome Meke to the show. How are you doing, Meke?
Hi, how you doing?
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Both of y'all are so fly. Okay, right? Yeah, they look great. So I want to know, we heard it, the difference already between you and your sister. Your sister's like, she's open to this, and you're very much like, I'm not about this. Talk to me about your feelings.
First, I want to say this is a scam. We met him at, first of all, I told him, listen, he reached out to us on Facebook. So I'm like, we don't know who this person is. We need to meet him in a public place. We're not going to go to his house. He's not coming to ours. He don't need to know our address.
Yeah.
So we got there, and then he started breaking down his life story, and pretty much he needed money.
Oh. So from your perspective, you think that it was the fact that he had a hard life that he needs money?
Yeah.
Is that why you're so skeptical about this?
I'm just skeptical because I'm 38 years old. I never heard anything. Like, we don't know anything about this, never heard of it.
How did you feel finding out about this for the first time?
I was hurt because, you know, I feel like I have a close relationship with my father. So, and for him to not tell me anything about this, you know, it just makes it hard.
Because you're daddy's girl. Mm-hmm. And so do you feel like if this is to be true, like, do you feel betrayed? Has your father talked to you about this?
I'm not going to feel betrayed until I get the results.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
Well, she didn't want to get to know him anyway at first, so I forced her to go.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's 25 years old. We never heard anything about him,
Well,
ever.
it really don't matter.
I ain't heard
how
about this
old,
boy, like, we don't know
he
nothing
might be
about
our
him.
brother, so
Since,
it is
Are
what
you,
it
are
is.
you protective? Are you protective of your family?
yes, I am very protective.
Have you
and
always
very
been?
protective of
Are
my
you the
father.
oldest?
Yes, I am.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
I get it. I see the older vibe. Older sister, she's like, hold on, this is it.
And I feel like she's just being too nice about it. Like,
It's not being nice. It's just the whole point is we was raised as good girls, good kids. And I don't want him to be feeling like he's left out on life because of what happened, whatever went on in his life with how he was raised.
Yeah.
So I want to bring him
okay,
into our
sis,
life.
Sis, calm down. We ain't got the results yet. You don't know nothing
It
about
don't matter.
this boy.
It doesn't matter.
Like-
So hold on,
It
I
don't
want to know,
matter.
because there's somebody who here today that I was surprised when I saw your names wasn't here, which is your father. Why isn't your dad here today?
Okay, so he said that it's been 25 years. He hasn't been in his life all this time, so why not?
So, Meke, what did you feel when you went that day? You said scam, you said like...
So I'm gonna be honest. When I got there and I met him, I saw him, I was like, He had like a little mannerisms like of my dad, but it was just like, I don't know, because it's the saying like someone could be pregnant by someone and then, you know, they'll be mad at that person and then the child will come out looking like them. So, you know,
You sound like I got
that might be the case.
I have an auntie who feels the same way. She's like, if you don't like them, don't talk about them or don't talk about their baby because that baby gonna end up looking like you. I'm always like this, the science of that. I'm like, how does that work? Okay. Yeah. But I feel you. So I want to know from you, Meke. Today, if the results prove that he's not your brother, how will you feel about that? Jay is coming out next to explain his incredible story.
Have a potential bond, and that's all I'm here for.
This whole situation, this DNA outcome is 25 years in the making. It's too much for everyone to handle. What's going on?
I need to wait a minute till he open it, because I don't know my reaction and what it's gonna be.
He had nothing to do with this. He's just like y'all. He's sitting here confused as well.
He ended up messaging me, and he was like, hi, I'm your brother.
How do you feel about being here today and getting these DNA results?
Nervous, because I really want him to be my brother.
But your sister doesn't feel this way.
No, she don't.
First, I want to say this is a scam. We don't know who this person is.
If the results prove that he's not your brother, how will you feel about that? But that you'd be upset because you feel like he's put you through something emotionally already.
Yes.
Yeah, because how long have you all been going through this process?
Over a
year?
year. Yeah.
Over a
It's
year.
like a year, yes.
So there's been a year of you getting emotionally involved, you sort of being in the middle of saying, like, we
Yes.
don't know, hold off.
Yep.
Your dad being sort of on the outside. How's this affected your family?
I think it more affected me, and it's actually affecting my mom too, because she really wants to know too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because were your mother and father, were they together when he was
No,
born?
no.
Okay, so this would have been before.
No.
Yes. No.
Got
Yeah. Well, after they separated.
After they
Yes.
separated. Okay. So what would it mean to you then? Because I asked Meke, what would it mean to you if you found out today that he wasn't your brother?
I would be really hurt. Really. Probably more than she would, because
I'm not
talking
about
to
to
him.
feel sad or sorry until I get the truth.
Yeah.
That's it.
You need the truth.
I need
Yeah.
the truth.
You need the
Very much
answers.
so.
Yeah.
Well, there's one person that's in all of this that we need to hear their side of this story, and that is Jay. So everyone, please welcome Jay to the show. Hey, Jay. Good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you.
All right, so Jay, you've been trying to find your family constantly throughout the years. Tell me what this journey's been like for you.
The journey has been very, very crazy. Like, it all started when I was like just a kid. I would just ask my mom for pictures of my dad, and after a while she would get annoyed, and like she finally gave me like this one stashed picture of him, and I kept it all the way up until I felt concerned enough to reach out, and that was when I was 18. I was always protective of my siblings. I have 3 other siblings, and during
Are
high
you the
school,
oldest out of your siblings on your mom's side?
second oldest.
Second oldest,
Second
okay.
oldest, yeah. And it was very emotional for me because they always had their fathers around, and me, I was just like the odd one out. My mom would tell me that I had 2 other sisters by him, so I never knew what they looked like. I only had the picture of my father, and that was it. And I graduated from high school. She didn't show up to my graduation, and my family members did. They believed in me, but it was still one other person that I wanted to be there. And
Which was your father,
Yes.
potential father. That you've been, I'm just thinking about that. You're holding onto a photo that you got as a little boy of this man that you're hoping could be your dad.
I hope he is, and that's why I'm here today to find out. And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. My producers told me that your father blocked you when you reached out to him, or your potential father blocked you.
It's true.
This whole situation, this DNA outcome is 25 years in the making. It's too much for everyone to handle. What's going on?
I need to wait a minute till he open it, because I don't know my reaction and what it's going to be.
He had nothing to do with this. He's just like y'all. He's sitting here confused as well. But make sure you don't miss what happens. Take a deep breath. 25 years, right here. When the incredible DNA truth comes out.
I would just ask my mom for pictures of my dad, and she finally gave me like this one stashed picture of him. My mom would tell me that I had 2 other sisters by him, so I never knew what they looked like.
My producers told me that your potential father blocked you.
It's true. It's true. It was. It took a lot of courage to just message him, and I was on there. I made sure like I had the picture in my hand, typing, and I was like, okay. I saw him. I saw them 2. I was like, so this is it. And I was like, should I do it? And I built up the courage to text him. And I let it be for a little bit. I waited 24 hours. I came back the next day, and his page was gone.
What did the message say that you said to him?
I reached out. I'd say, hey, my name is Jers. My mom's name is this, and I'm going through this situation right now, and I just want you to be here. And to no reply.
That's it. Did you all know that your father blocked him?
Not at that point, we didn't, till we actually got a chance to meet him.
How do y'all feel about the fact that your father blocked him? Do you think that was the right response? And there's no judgment in this statement. I'm just wondering, like, for you. I see your face already. You like.
25 years, I mean, if someone come Facebook you saying, I'm your son, I mean, I would.
You block him too?
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
who are you?
My
Why?
thing was, I don't understand why it would wait so late to even tell him who his father was, or for him to wait so long to even message at 18. Like, That's my thing. Like, we should have known this a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not about any currency or anything like that. It was just about having a bond. That's all I wanted, just growing up.
You said your siblings had their own father, and so you didn't feel connected there, even though you had a relationship.
But
and your mother
that is
grew up
not
in
my
a-
dad's fault.
Honestly, I believe it is. Like,
But-
he has to answer it. He has to answer it.
But I don't, at this point, too, I really don't think it's his fault. I just feel like, you know, we don't know how it was told to him, you know, if he had a child.
Did your mother say that she ever told your potential father that she was pregnant?
Twice. Yes, and that's the thing. That's why I say he has to answer.
Got it.
You know?
Understand. Well, how do you feel when these two beautiful women responded?
It lifted my energy a little bit. I just want to have a potential bond with them, and that's all I'm here for, no matter how they feel.
Well, yeah. What was your experience meeting them? Because I heard their point of view.
Well, for me, it was
Yeah.
like, it was kind of awkward, because they was just staring at me. I'm like, I'm like, I believe that I have similar characteristics, and I believe they picked up on it.
I want to take a moment for this because I understand that everyone's just meeting him for the first time. Y'all only know him for a year. But we did a lot of digging in your background, and we heard about how you've worked very hard to pull yourself up. You've worked very hard. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Growing up in high school, I was like a hothead, you know, but I switched my ways. I became a coach online. I'm like a personal trainer. I'm in school for real estate. I'm working a job. I'm doing my best to be something. I want to be a product he can be proud of, something they can be proud of, you know? Like my potential other family members on their side they can be proud of.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build a legacy.
I want to let you know this because being abandoned, because basically that's the feeling you're having, is abandonment. It's feeling alone. And for the fact for you to recognize that the anger was not the right path and for you to try and do all of this, whether this is your father or not, I need you to know that we are proud of you and that you should always be proud of yourself. Because for you to make these choices shows the man you are. And it takes at a young age like you are to be able to still say, you know what, I'm gonna still focus, I'm gonna still try. Despite what's going on, I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously. Well, Jay, I want to know, are you ready to find out if these two women are your sisters?
I am.
Are you two ready to find out if this is your brother?
Oh, most definitely.
Yes,
Definitely. Yeah. I'm going to ask you, Jay, and this is a sincere question. I know that you've been looking at this photo and you've been hoping, but what happens if this is not your father?
I'll be deeply hurt and defeated. It was my last hope. And even if that was a lie, it's like, I don't know what I would do with myself.
But you're 25?
25.
So this DNA outcome is 25 years in the making. Are you ready for this?
I might need a second.
Yeah.
Need a
I need
moment.
a second, too.
You need a second? It all comes down to this moment right here. I'll give you the envelope for you to open.
Be right here when he open it.
What's going on?
I need to wait a minute till he open it.
Make sure you don't miss what happens next. Take a deep breath. 25 years, right here. When the incredible DNA truth comes out.
You are the father. Get off my stage.
Jay, I want to know, are you ready to find out if these two women are your sisters?
I am.
So this DNA outcome is 25 years in the making. I'll give you the envelope for you to open.
Be right here when he open it.
What's going
I
on?
need to wait a minute till he open it.
Mickey, what's going on? What are you feeling?
I just don't really want to be right because I don't know my reaction or what it's going to be. I don't know if I want to be next to him.
What are you afraid of? What are you afraid?
I'm afraid if it's not, I don't want to react in a certain type of way if it's not, because we came all the way out here. My sister told me, like, let's just go find out, you know, and I just don't, if it is, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to go.
Your sisters, come on over here. I know this, y'all are both in pain. Y'all, this is paying for y'all too. See, the thing that has to be acknowledged is that not only is he out there hurt and confused, but as much as you holding up a strong front, this is hurting and confusing you too. Because it's like the identity and the life that you built has been shattered. And it's like, now I gotta rebuild something new. I gotta figure out, like, if this is what it is, now, like, what does that mean for, like, my father? What does it mean for all these things? And if it's not true, if he's not your sibling, it's like, you put us through all this stuff.
I feel like we took him in, we, gave him and, tried to welcome him. If he's not, like, I don't know what,
But I have to
just
tell
go.
you, even if he's not your brother, and we're gonna find out now, what you all have done is given somebody who has not had the best life and opportunity to feel connected, even if it's for a year. And if it does turn out to be your brother, now you can say, well, listen, we've done a little work, and now we can move on. But trust me, don't feel bad about what happened or what it is.
We ain't heard of him since Adam. Like,
I
I don't know what to.
He had nothing to do with this. He's just like y'all. He's sitting here confused as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's sitting out there just as anxious as y'all. It's gonna be all right. Listen, whatever happens, just know I'm here to guide you through it. You hear me? Can I give a hug? I got you. I got you. Come on, we're gonna do this together. I know we're not kinfolk, but we skin folk, so we're gonna use that right now. For me to guide y'all, all right? We all family right now, all right? How about that? All of y'all are dealing with this, you know what I mean? This is the repercussions of adults that didn't communicate, that didn't share, and now y'all are left to deal with this stuff, and it's sad. You know what I mean? But what I do believe in all of y'all is every single one of you have the strength to be able to handle whatever information is in this envelope. Whatever outcome is on this envelope, I know you all have the strength to deal with it and handle it. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be here to guide you. So, take a deep breath. Are you ready for this DNA outcome?
Ready.
25 years, right here. If you don't mind opening it and reading the results out loud.
I feel like this is like the next chapter right here in my hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
What did it say? What's it say? I know you're grieving.
I told you.
Hold on, I know you're grieving, but this is your brother. And he had nothing to do, hear me out. He had nothing to do with the decision your father made. You hear me? You hear what I'm saying? Sit down. I want you to really hear this right now, because I can see your hesitation. First of all, I'm very happy for you that you have found answers and clarity, because you deserve that. And all the work you did for yourself has led you up to this moment where not only can your family be proud, but you can be proud of yourself. Definitely. But I know you're grieving right now. I can see it. You're grieving. But you gotta remember, the decisions that adults made just have nothing to do with y'all. You are just right now dealing with the outcome of it. But let me tell you something. Who your father is to you in your mind, you don't have to grieve that. He's still the same man. He's still the same father that you can be his daddy's girl. You can still love him. You can still support him. You just now have someone else who can be there for you and can love you.
I'm sorry.
You want to give your sister a hug? Are you okay with a good hug? How are you feeling right now? I saw you were excited.
I am.
You are
Because I
excited?
told him, I was like, he act just like him. Like, his smile, everything. It's just like, it's just him. That's why I was like, I'm going to take him in, because I knew it. I had that feeling that he was.
What's on your mind now? You got two sisters. It's confirmed. You got 2 sisters.
I got 2 older sisters.
I'm gonna tell you, as the youngest of 4 sisters, it's dope to have older sisters. All right.
Yeah,
and they fly.
Definitely.
They fly.
Definitely.
So I already know they gonna like be able to guide you, show you some ways. You understand?
Yeah.
How does this feel to you right now?
It's
You got answers. 25 years. There's no more questions.
It's the ultimate clarity, you know.
Yeah.
Like it all paid off. Keeping myself sane.
Yeah.
You know, like I almost died a couple years ago to pneumonia, and I wasn't gonna get the answers, and I was just praying to like just get me through this. To just this puzzle piece is all I wanted.
Yeah. Now there is a key person who blocked you, and that's your father. And you have to understand that you're gonna have to give him a fresh start from here. You're gonna have to be like, you know what? If you can say to him, I'm your son, unblock me, you gotta be open to him going through his process as well. Every one of you is about to be on a journey. And so anytime you start feeling anger, you start feeling like upset, you start feeling like maybe I wanna be distant, maybe they don't like me, maybe they do like me, remember, everyone is on their journey and you have to be patient with each other. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, so just be there. And y'all support him, because I already tell, if your daddy anything like you, girl, you sweet, Bob, but you stubborn. And I like it. That strength, I love it, okay? And so, but I'm just saying, support him, because he's gonna need his big sisters right now as he figures this next chapter out.
And thank you so much.
Oh, y'all welcome. I like you, Daddy. Listen, I don't get the results before. And I'm always here like this. Please, God, please let them be a family. I was like, oh my gosh, please let them be a family. Seriously. So I'm thankful.
Thank you.
Listen, everyone, stay with us because we'll be right back. After being abused, her mother told her this.
So I was raped too.
But today, Leigh wants the answers to one question. Your mother gave up custody. Why did her mother give up custody of her? My next guest, Leigh, says she is here to force her mother to acknowledge the pain she caused her when she was younger. So everyone, please welcome Leigh to the stage. Hi. How you doing, Leigh?
I'm
Good
well.
to meet you. Can I get a
Good to
hug?
meet you.
Yes. Take a seat.
I will.
So listen, I have a video from your mom that I haven't seen either that we're going to play right now, and I want to take a look at this.
I'm a mommy, I'm a nurturer, and anything I've ever done for my children is to prepare them for life. My grandmother used to tell me to make lemonade out of lemons and that everything would be okay. So I give that same advice to my children. My children had moments of being disrespectful. There was a battle between their father and I, and it was a choice between foster care or a ruined house. I will not tolerate disrespect. I told my children there was only one queen per house, and they hated that. Nothing devastating ever happened to my family. They would compare me to their father, but I would not allow my character to be assassinated. I had to be the disciplinarian. I'm a protector. I wanted Leigh to know that mommy was about her being her best self and that she could push forward.
All right, so you just heard what your mother had to say about your relationship. Is that the relationship that you have with your mother?
Parts of it, but not completely. That's not the whole picture at all.
Okay, please paint your picture for me. What was your relationship like with your mother?
It's difficult at best. Anytime I've tried to be seen or heard or talk about feelings, it was usually glossed over.
So what is the relationship like today?
I'm not sure
You don't
entirely.
know? Yeah. Tell me about your 16th birthday. My producers tell me something happened then.
Yeah, my 16th birthday, and I'm thinking, of course, my mother's gonna be really kind and tell me happy birthday or cook me breakfast or something. And she's like, what makes you so special?
Oh, wow. Did she acknowledge that moment?
I don't think she remembers it.
Yeah.
No,
Do you bring it up to her?
I haven't. So.
It's still causing you a lot of pain, and I understand why.
Yeah. I mean, the mother-daughter relationship is so important. The thing that I want most is to just be like, you know what? I did the best that I could do, and obviously that made some things difficult for you, and I'm sorry for the part I played.
Have you ever been in foster care?
Yeah. One day I'm just in class and I'm getting checked out of school. So I'm thinking, okay, my mom's checking me out of school, no big deal. And so I walk into the office and my younger sister's there. And then two people from the Department of Social Services are there. They don't tell us anything. They're just standing there like, you have to come with us.
What was going on?
She gave up custody.
Your mother gave up custody. Why do you think your mother gave you up?
In my mind, she just didn't want to be my mother anymore.
Listen, I want to hear your mom's side of the story because I
course.
think that's going to give us a lot more clarity on what's going on here. Let's please welcome Vedra to the show. Hi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. How
Please
are
take
you?
a seat.
Thank you.
So I want to know, Vedra, right off the bat, why did you send your daughter to foster care?
Well, it's a lot more complicated than that. There was a battle going on between their father and myself. So it was either let their father keep assassinating my character in reference to them or them going to foster care. There was a lot that went on prior to that. It was a very hard decision to make.
So did you say to them, I'm relinquishing my rights?
I told them they were allowed to come pick them up after going through a lot. He
Started
was trying to
before
gain
then?
custody of the children, and he was assassinating my character.
So how was he assassinating your character?
He was saying things like I wasn't feeding the children, and they wanted to have their way, and I said they can't stay out late, they're girls, something can happen to them. So because I was a protective parent, they wouldn't listen to that.
To kind of fix the timeline a bit, I was 14 when my father passed. I got put into foster care at 16, 17. So he wasn't living at the time to still assassinate character, to have all that kind of, so I'm not sure.
That's not true. He was still living. Actually, they were staying with him when he passed away. We were in the middle of all that. So her timeline is very off. As a mother, I know exactly the timeline. So I don't know where that's coming from, but that is not true.
It's hard for her to acknowledge the fact that
Can you ask your mother?
I had a childhood that hurt me. That's it.
She can't look
Right,
at you.
because she's very distorted on a lot of things that happened because it was so
Because I'm
traumatic for
distorted,
her.
you see?
And no matter how much counseling she's had and me going to counsel with her at least on one occasion, she still comes back to the same place.
Because it's not healed. One time in therapy does not heal you.
Leigh, you told my producers that you confessed something recently. What did you confess recently to your mother, and how did she react?
She was saying I didn't raise you this way, and I started to get into the idea of how I actually was raised and how that didn't really render me a successful adult. And so I'm telling her about the sexual abuse that has happened, and her response was, so I was raped too.
Will Leigh get the answer she's looking for?
I had a childhood that hurt me.
You won't believe how this conversation plays out.
You are the foul. Get off my stage.
What was your relationship like with your mother?
Difficult at best. One day I'm just in class, and then two people from the Department of Social Services are there.
What happened?
She gave up custody.
Your mother gave up custody.
I'm telling her about the sexual abuse that has happened, and her response was, so I was raped too.
You're shaking your head. Is that not how you remember that
No, because I
conversation
never
going?
told my children what I went through personally.
You
I
did in
just told
anger?
them that they would go through things in life and that they would have to learn how to deal with it, especially decisions they would make. But it wasn't in reference to that because she did not divulge that.
What do you want from your mom?
I think maybe just to be heard.
So I want you to tell your mom right now what you want from her.
Just,
Because now there's a third party here who can witness your response.
I think that you did, or I feel like you did, the best with what you had, the best between the dynamic between you and my father being 20 years apart. As you say, sometimes it was his decision to have me and my younger sister, but it hurts when I'm trying to tell you how your best affected me and you aren't willing to receive it.
Vedra, is there anything you want to say to your daughter?
No, there's been many a times I tried to explain the dynamics between her father and I and several other things without actually pouring out what's happened to me in reference to their father. I went through a lot of things that I wouldn't tell a child because I was too busy protecting them from what was really going on. So, you know, if I failed miserably, it's because I thought I was being more protective rather than not telling them the things I had gone through.
Can you tell her now what you've been through? Because it's not a little girl anymore. Your daughter is giving you an invitation to say, you know what? Even though I'm hurting, if there's something about your story that's going to help me understand why I felt this way my entire life, I'm willing to listen. Do you want to tell your daughter now what it is? Because otherwise you come off cold. And I don't believe you're a cold woman. I do believe honestly that there's something that has happened to you. I do not know what it is. But I'm looking at your body language, and you have built a guard and something around yourself. And for some reason, whatever you had to build that guard up around, part of you either blames or feels as if your daughter's had some piece of it or remind you of that pain. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to assume what it is. But you're nodding your head yes, so there's somewhere we're on the same page. So do you want to share to your daughter right now? You don't have to tell us fully, because that's your own private thing. But I think your daughter's looking for a moment of vulnerability right now from you to say, what's going on, Mom?
What happened?
Can this mother and daughter come back together? I understand you. I truly do. But until your daughter knows what you went through, all she's gonna feel like is you abandoned me, you rejected me, you made me feel like I wasn't worth nothing. We are serving up some free tickets at KaramoShow.com. Come be a part of the studio family. What do you want from your mom?
I feel like you did the best with what you had.
Vedra, is there anything you want to say to your daughter?
No,
I think your daughter's looking for a moment of vulnerability right now from you to say, what's going on, Mom?
Like I said, I went through a lot with your father, and anytime I tried to explain it to you, you didn't want to hear it because your daddy was your daddy to you.
You have to understand something because you're using this language of you're the daddy's girl, your daddy. The reason she became the daddy's girl is because you never told her what's going on. You never gave her an opportunity as a child to make an own decision by having both sides. So when you protected her father by closing off, you created this relationship where now she's saying, I want dad. What are you afraid of to why you don't want to open up to your daughter?
Well, I didn't open up then because they were too busy shutting me down and didn't listen is what the point was.
But she's listening now, so why are you afraid to open up?
No, it's simple. The things I tried to tell them was their dad was not always kind to me. And when we went through the divorce, he was ordered to maintain the house. He didn't do that. We would come home. I would come home from work with the children. There'd be no lights on. We'd come home in the dark, and I would leave the vehicle running for them to stay warm till I called the emergency service so that I get the utilities turned back on. And I would just keep them entertained until that happened. This is late at night, because he had moved out and left us in the home. The lights got turned back on and still. Then he up and leaves the home and lets it foreclose with me and 3 kids in it. And I was a home mom. And the police came to the door, and her sister cried. And he said, ma'am, you have to move out. I had no job, no money, no nothing. So they couldn't understand why I would want them to be in custody of someone who would do that to them. I tried not to say anything bad about him because I knew they cared for him. Instead, I would handle it the best way I could.
I don't know why he would have done something like that. Obviously, that wasn't my relationship with him, but I do believe what happened.
So I'm gonna tell you this because I do want this relationship to be healed. But the only thing that can happen here for you all to start to come to a common page and start to heal this relationship is you have to break down these walls that you built. But I'm sure there was a lot of things that you went through. But until your daughter knows what you went through, all she's gonna feel like is you abandoned me, you rejected me, you made me feel like I wasn't worth nothing. And the interesting part of this The interesting part of this and the sad part of this is when your daughter's saying, I feel abandoned, I feel rejected, I'm hearing you talk about your ex and you're saying, I felt abandoned. He didn't come, I came home, there was no lights. You're telling me that, oh my gosh, I didn't tell my daughters about it, and so I started feeling rejected. So all the things you were feeling as a young girl, you're now unconsciously making your daughter feel. And it's up to you as her mom to not only protect her, but now to heal her. I believe that soon you're gonna get to a place that you're ready to share whatever trauma you went through. I do believe it, because I saw whatever cold exterior that you're trying to put off, I saw it start to melt. I saw the warmth and I saw it coming inside of you, and I'm even seeing it now with you right now with your mouth movements.
Well, I did try to tell the children, but they wouldn't listen. So
It's about
I don't know what
today,
else.
though.
I know
Today.
that, but you said I never did. You said that I just dismissed you. It wasn't them being dismissed. It was me just being protective.
And that's why I want to let you know, when you're shaking your head, I understand you. I truly do. And I don't want anybody walking away here thinking that this is a mother that's cold, that's heartless. She's doing what she thinks is best. She truly is. It's just that I'm telling you that there's a new way that this can work. And I believe that you'll get there. But I appreciate you both being here. All right? I really do. Thank you.
Thank you.